first question is what you think would have been the outcome had you been raised in a different country where gay rights laws are not as developed?
Yeah, so I'm from San Francisco, and I definitely won the lottery on that one, being a lesbian growing up, born 1979. And it is a much different world in San Francisco than it is in most of the world. So first of all, I recognize my privilege because in my state I can get married, I can have children, I can be a parent, and in most of the world you can't do that. So, I feel like my privilege has led me to a responsibility to not be complacent and really to work with the global LGBT community because they need our help.
This year's Round Square topic is Bring Your Own Difference. So we've had a lot of speeches about this, and yours was about gay rights. So what do you hope that this year's topic will accomplish with the youth?
Yeah, I think most of the youth get it, but I think the teachers and the societies we come from often don't get it. But we were born this way, so you can't cut off a part of you and just send it away. Like, I'm Lisa, I'm a social worker, I'm a parent, I'm an activist, I'm a foodie, I'm a traveler, and I'm also a lesbian. And bringing your difference to me means integrating all the different pillars of your life and being your whole self. And that's really when you're going to be your best self and live your best life. So, I thought this conference was great, the theme, because I think that everyone should bring their difference, what makes them unique to the table, and that's what makes really life beautiful and less boring.
Yes. You made a film, Out and Around, a 2015 documentary where you traveled 15 different countries where gay rights were not as developed. And it was a very impressive journey. I saw some of the documentary. I intended to watch it fully, but just one of the questions was, did you ever feel like you were at some sort of risk when you were traveling these countries, or did you ever feel like you or the people you were interviewing were going to be at severe risk? Just your general feel of when you were visiting these countries.
So as you might notice, I am kind of an obvious lesbian. It's really hard to repackage this as not being a lesbian.
I like your suit, I gotta say. It's a very nice...
So innately, I just know that there are some things that I can't do. Like, our documentary was not a balanced look, looking at both sides of, people who are pro-gay rights and people who are anti-gay rights. I am not the person to go and interview people who are homophobic and transphobic, especially in countries where, there is a risk. And I would say most LGBT people, they know that there is always a slight risk of threat until we have better laws that really protect our safety. We still have work to do.
What was really your objective with this speech? Why did you choose Round Square, especially to deliver the speech when you could have gone in front of a crowd of a bunch of politicians, and instead you chose the youth?
Round Square is a representation of the world. And, it's important that we just don't stick to our own country. What I learned when we traveled to the 15 countries, it was that everyone's not learning just from Canada. Everyone's not learning just from the U.S. India's movement was very much parallel to Nepal's movement. China's movement is very much paralleled by Taiwan's movement. Every movement in every country, the wheel doesn't need to be recreated. It needs to be adjusted based on culture, based on differences. But that's what Round Square is about. It's about talking about these cultural differences. So, the global gay rights movement is being sparked, and the momentum is really growing, because when one country sees what another country is doing, it's like, oh yeah, the world didn't end because India decriminalized homosexuality. So neighboring regions are like, maybe we can do it here too.
Yeah. What do you feel do you think Canada could do more, or that it's done a lot of progressive things already, but do you feel that it could do even more for gay rights and, of course, be a more progressive country?
Yeah, of course. I mean, Canada has been the leader, number 4 country back in, I think, 2005 to have marriage equality. And I mean, I know as an American, we're looking next door being like, yo, Canada did it, come on. It took us like, another 8 years or something. I was ready to get out of here. So yes, Canada has been a leader and will continue to be a leader, I hope. But we need more protections. We need to make sure that it's not just marriage equality now, it's rights for transgender people. How can we make access to medical services better for them? How can we make changing gender identification markers easier for them? It's an evolving process. Every time I visit a school, new terms come up, new ways to describe ourselves come up, new diversity comes up, and it's a beautiful thing. So this movement is really evolving, and we're getting better and more open, and there's still room to grow.
And just about your family, you have had new additions to the family. You have a 2-year-old daughter and a 2-month
Yeah,
old son. And do you ever feel like you've really just attained a normal life, or do you always feel like there's something different about it because you're lesbian?
Most days I forget I'm lesbian.
Right,
So,
and that's
most days
great.
I wake up in the morning, the kid's crying, I'm changing diapers, I'm moving along with my day. Right now, actually, my closest friends in our neighborhood are other parents. My closest friends actually aren't gay people. They're the people that, I go to music together with my kids. Because right now, that's kind of my focus. And I think you realize, yes, we need our gay spaces. Yes, we need community, but we can also just integrate in society. I feel like a very normal parent, and when I'm looking at my wife, I just see the person that I love. I don't have this bird's-eye view like, oh, we're 2 women, this is what we're doing. I just see, okay, it's you. You're my person.
Since you have 2 very young children, if there was something you would want to tell them that they could hear from now, but when they're older, probably when all of this is past, is there anything you'd like to tell them?
Oh, that's a great question. I don't know. I think that I hope that they continue to challenge me, because I think we really learn from our youth. Our 2-year-old, we have all these books for her about different families and what makes a family, love makes a family, and there's 2 moms and there's 2 dads in some families, and there's single moms, and there's dads who adopt children, and we're so sensitive about these things and she's like, okay, got it. I have 2 moms. Okay, I got it. But I know that when she's older, I'm gonna be set in my ways, and I want her to challenge me to open my mind, because that is some of the greatest energy of our youth, is changing our minds. So I hope I'm as open to listening as I want others to listen to me.
Well, I hope your daughter can hear this at some point, and thank you very much. It
All
was
right,
a great
good
interview.
luck to you at
Lovely
school,
speaking
okay?
to you.
Thanks so much, guys.
Yes, thank you.